Hi you, welcome back to The Bridge, and if this is your first time, my name is Nomlindi and this channel is all about facilitating the transition from high school to university, where we mostly have conversations about university. And yes, so welcome back. Today I'm continuing the roommate series by talking about the lessons that I learned from having a roommate. And yeah, I hope you enjoy. Please put lessons that you learned in the comments down below and I'll get back to you. Yeah. Alright, so I wrote all my lessons here. Okay. The first lesson that I learned from having a roommate is the power of consistency. Remember this: no matter how close you become to your roommate, or how great of friends you become, or you guys may even become best friends or become like sisters, remember that you're still sharing the same space. And when you're sharing the same space, there needs to be a respect of boundaries all the time. So whether you've been roommates a year, whether you've been roommates 2 years, 3 years, your entire varsity career, remember this: remember to still respect each other's space. Remember to still respect the rules that you had put in place, because sometimes the best relationships and the most freedom comes from those boundaries constantly being respected. So remember consistency. No matter how close you become to someone, don't slack. All right, don't slack. So just because you guys are good friends now doesn't mean you suddenly have the permission to come to residence at 2 a.m. blasting loud music, and now you're like dancing while your roommate's sleeping. Right? Just because you're friends or you're good friends like that doesn't mean you now have the permission to be disrespecting each other, and disrespecting the boundaries that you both put up. Right? Remember to still be quiet when you come at night, or remember to not take each other's things without permission just because you're close, or she won't mind or anything. No, like still respect one another. I wrote here: just because you become friends doesn't mean you're no longer roommates. So yeah, just remember to still have that respect for each other and keep that respect all the way until the very end, until the very day where you pack up your boxes and you say goodbye to each other as roommates, but still remain friends. Just don't let not keeping rules as roommates affect your friendship, right? Because it does go both ways. So the second lesson I learned from having a roommate, and I mentioned this in the previous video before, is not everyone is meant to have a roommate, and that's okay. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. I think some people just, it's better for them and it's more nourishing for them to not be sharing a space with someone, or to be that close in proximity with someone all the time. So know yourself well enough to know whether or not it would be okay, or whether you would be okay having a roommate. So that is a weird one. Lesson that I learned about having a roommate is sometimes it's just better for some people to not have a roommate. And I'm saying that because I learned that it's better for me to not have a roommate. Not because she was like the best, she was a blessing. The roommate that I had was a blessing. I just learned that I am not someone who would prefer to share a space with someone else, which I think is the same for a lot of people. Which leads me to the third point: is I learned what a privilege it is to be able to have my own space, or to have a single room. Guys, it is a privilege. It is a blessing. It is an honor to have a single room, or maybe to even have your own apartment, or to have your own room. Not everyone has that privilege, not everyone has that choice. Some people have no other choice but to live in a place where there is no privacy. But to have a single room means the freedom to breathe, the freedom to just be by yourself. And that is a privilege that I learned and I held very closely to me during that time of having a roommate. Is that not everyone is afforded the chance to have their own privacy, or yeah. So if right now you're in a single room, and or you have your own, I don't know, or you have your own apartment or your own house, just remember that that is a huge blessing. It is a huge privilege, and cherish it and make the most of it. And if you are in a sharing room right now, you have a roommate, maybe you enjoy it, or you're just in a space where you wish you had more privacy, then I hope that you are able to do your best in that environment. But I also hope that someday someday soon, I hope you have your own room or your own house or your own apartment, and you're just able to gain that absolute freedom to be your own person in your own space, where no one's watching or no one's, just there, but you're just able to be your own person. So I hope that comes true for you. So I'm not sure if this is the third or the fourth lesson that I learned from having a roommate is you are able to be really good roommates or even good friends with personalities that you don't think you'd get along with. All right. I would just like to clarify this. I think having a good roommate goes beyond the boundaries of race or religion. I think you're able to be good roommates with someone of a different race. Definitely, I don't even think that's a question. I think you're able to be good roommates with someone of a different religion. Definitely. I think your values might actually be closer than you think. So that's the first thing. And even if at the first time you think, or the first look or the first conversation you think, oh, this is not someone I typically be friends with. If we were in the room or we were at a party, I would not speak to this person. They say I'm an introvert, this person's an extrovert. I'm an introvert who likes to stay home on the couch, and this person likes to go out and party and socialize and go have conversations with so many other people. So I wouldn't typically be friends with this kind of person. Such people are still able to be really, really good roommates, especially where there's mutual respect. So the extrovert knows and understands how the introvert works, and the introvert knows and understands how the extrovert works. And perhaps, for example, the extrovert will go out and go socialize and do all their things and be with friends, and then come back, and then the introvert understands certain things about the extroverts, that maybe they need to be with more people to have a certain life and refreshing to them, rejuvenation. So again, good roommates, good bonds, good friendships can form with personalities that you were not expecting to be good friends with. I think that's the beauty of roommates, is that it can allow you to be friends with people outside your comfort zone and people who you wouldn't typically go out of your way to become friends with. So yeah. And the last lesson that I learned, and this really ties in well with the first lesson, but this is, wait, let me read it. No matter how much you like someone, every person needs their personal space. So as it was the same thing, but again, I just like to reiterate, no matter how good friends you become, no matter how you become good sisters, or how much you like each other as roommates, or how much you like each other's personalities, everyone needs their own personal space. every person has times where they just want to be by themselves or want to be alone, or maybe they just don't want to talk right now, or maybe they just don't want to laugh right now, or maybe they're a bit sad and they just, you know, want their space or want comfort or whatever. But every person needs their own personal space, and when you're such close proximity with someone, especially in a room, guys, it can get a bit much. No matter how good friends that you are, just remember that now and again people do need a little bit of alone time by themselves. I realized with my roommate, we're still friends to this day. But yeah, you know, I realized that even though we're friends, now and again we both just want to do our own thing, and that's okay. And that's okay. So yeah, thank you for sticking to the end of this video. I hope it has been constructive in some way, and I hope you come back and watch more videos and spend more time with me here. Until the next video, I post every Monday, Wednesday and Friday until early June, because then exam season begins. But yeah, until then, I'll see you in the next video. Take care, God bless, and hope you have a good weekend. Bye.